Today, I want to talk to you about something. It has been something that has been ongoing for a little while, but I am now at the point that I feel like I can now address the situation / talk to you about it. It sounds like a bad thing. It's not like a really bad thing like that, but it is something that I need to update you guys on officially, and I'd like to do it via a video like this. We broke up. We are no longer together. I'm talking about Fierce PC. So, if you've been around on my channel for the past, I mean, it's a few years at this point, but if you've been around or you've seen my videos in the past few years, you will have noticed that I have been affiliated and a partner with a computer company here in the UK called Fierce PC. I was a member of their stream team. There was a number of us, different members of the stream team. We were representatives of Fierce PC, and we promoted them and helped them to sort of like sell PCs and stuff. But unfortunately, that has now come to an end, and that isn't of my choice by any means. I was very much against the idea of parting ways with them, because I liked the company, and I, as far as I was concerned, I had a good time there. And they gave me a lot of opportunities, which I'm very thankful for. It was a nice income source of money, other than like YouTube ads, which are not a lot of money at all. In fact, it was getting on for it was my primary source of income from my content. Really, was the small amount of commission that I got when somebody bought a PC from Fierce PC using my code. So obviously, especially in times like this, that is definitely going to be missed. Financially kind of sucks, and it's a little upsetting, to be honest, because I thought I finally found something like I was kind of good at. I was passionate about. I know that's weird to say, like I was passionate about like selling PCs, but I mean, I'm interested in it. It's something I'm interested in is gaming PCs and stuff. Some people might not really care in terms of like PC gaming. I mean, you can game on whatever you want. I mean, I have a Switch. I like playing on Jake's PS5 when I have that. I have an Xbox at home. So to me, I'm not like a PC master race. Like, you have to get a PC. It's the best one, blah, blah, blah. I'm not that kind of person, but it interests me. And like the specs of PCs and new hardware and stuff is interesting to me. And I enjoy looking at it. I enjoy helping people when people ask me, whether it's, you know, in my real life, someone goes, I'm looking at a PC, I want to get a gaming PC, can you help me? Or whether it's somebody that messages me through a video or on Twitter. I enjoy helping people like that because it's fun for me, because basically I get to go like sort of online shopping and look at computers and go, oh, that's a good part. That would pair really well with that, and that would give that person performance in that game that they want. I like doing that. That's fun for me. So the sort of collaboration with Fierce PC was cool. And it gave me a great opportunity to do that, and that to help me earn some extra income. We got paid a commission, a small commission. It wasn't a lot of money at all. It wasn't a big percentage at all of the sales. But it was nice to have, and I'm thankful that I was given the opportunity, like I said, and that we were given that. And it turns out, yeah, I was good at it. I hate this. Right, it sounds like I'm bigging myself up, and I don't want it to sound like that, because I'm not that kind of guy. Because honestly, right, so when I joined the Fierce PC stream team, which was back in, that's a good question, I'm going to have to look that up. 2019, okay, 2019, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. March 19th, 2019, so that was the day after my birthday I put that video out, which was about joining Fierce PC. I joined, well, it was sort of like it wasn't a competition, but you had to like submit a video saying why you wanted to join the team, and I did it at the time. I guess similar to what I am now. I made videos on YouTube and stuff, and I just did it because I want to do that, and I enjoy doing it, and it's a passion of mine, and I have fun doing it. So yeah, not much has changed, but yeah, I was doing what I do now, but I saw the opportunity, and I was like, you know what, I will put a video in. Didn't expect at all to be accepted into the team. Was incredibly nervous when I was accepted into the team. Like, you don't realize how nervous I was. Like, I suffer a bit with anxiety anyway. But then the thought of like, oh my god, like this company is like taking an interest in me, and you know, I had to have like phone calls, not phone calls, but like Skype calls, Discord calls, whatever they were at the time, with a bunch of people, including like all these new stream team members and like members of staff from this and I was like, this is a lot, and I'm like, wow, this is a lot, and I was very nervous about it, but I'm happy, I'm very proud of myself that I took the opportunity, because sometimes I do, maybe sometimes when I get offered opportunities and stuff, I get a bit nervous and I get very scared and anxious about it, and so I will turn them down sometimes because I'm like, no, it's too much for me, I can't do that. But with the Fierce opportunity, I went for it, and I'm so glad I did, because it has been, on the whole, such a great experience. And like I said, it made me realize that maybe actually I am good at something. I think I skipped over completely where I was just talking, and I didn't want to say it because I was getting embarrassed. But I was the top salesperson in the stream team. I sold the most PCs, and I never expected that. I genuinely never expected that. Like I said, when I joined, I was very nervous, and I honestly expected to be like kicked out of the team like within like a month or two, because I was just useless and I had no point. But I wasn't, and it was the nice thing about the Fierce PC that I joined, because I'm saying it that way because I think the company itself changed over time. Staff left, new staff came in, and eventually basically what has happened is the company has been bought out by different people, and basically nobody that I knew that I started with that worked there, any of the staff are still there, so it is basically a completely different company, kind of. I think that's why they decided to shut the team down, which is what they've done, which is why I'm not part of it anymore. But anyway, back to the start. When we joined, we were told in the beginning that they didn't want necessarily, they could afford to give away free PCs to like big YouTubers and content creators if they wanted, and they'll make a video about it, and that could be their form of promotion. They could afford to do that. They were capable of doing that, and I'm sure they would have had much success doing it, but they didn't want to do it like that. They wanted to have people who would be loyal and just sort of, behind the team, back the company, and enjoy it, and be part of like a family. They wanted that kind of role from us as a stream team. We weren't like accepted because we had big numbers, and we weren't sort of expected to do anything crazy, if you know what I mean. Whereas obviously if they'd sent PCs, I remember specifically being told like, we could go to Tom Syndicate and we could give him a PC and do a sponsorship with him and pay him so much money, but we'd rather put that money into you guys and build up this team and this family that's loyal than do that. And that was something I was really excited about, and that was really cool, because that meant that we had this opportunity that maybe we wouldn't have been given in any other form. Because a lot of times if you go to a company, and even if you go with an idea for a video, a sponsored video or something, if you don't have the numbers to back it up, they'll just point blank refuse you. And I understand that from a business perspective. Like they're looking at it and it's like, well, the numbers don't really add up. It's going to cost us this much money, and we're not sure that your videos get enough views for it to be worth it. But Fierce in the beginning didn't look at it like that. They wanted us as creators, and they looked at us as people and our passion, our ability that we had, and that's what they wanted. So that was really exciting, because then that meant that maybe I wouldn't be kicked out because I'm not going to get sales. Turns out, like, by making the videos I wanted to make, we weren't particularly ever guided to make videos or streams. We were just like, promote us. We are, mention us on your streams, or, put the link in the description or whatever it was. And obviously it's called the stream team, so it was mainly for like streamers. So the fact that I was sort of a YouTuber with a little bit of streaming that I did very, sparsely, meant that I guess I was a little bit different. And I thought, oh no, these guys are gonna they're not gonna want me because I just make videos. Like, it's not as good as people that are streaming and like constantly talking about it and have the little advert pop up on the streams. But I think that's what maybe set me apart from everyone, is that I would make dedicated videos. I'd decide, again, like, these weren't guided by Fierce at all, but I would be like, I want to make a video about like PCs that are good for VR. So I did all the research myself to make sure that like what spec you would need to run VR and certain games and stuff. And I made like a video like that. I know that's a very successful video that I did, which is relating to Fierce, because I would recommend the PCs and I would configure them on the Fierce PC website and recommend them to the audience. And I was never like forced to do anything like that. They were all just videos that I came up of on my own and I wanted to do. So I think that's what meant that I was able to sort of start getting sales of PCs. And honestly, like, I like Fierce PCs as the product, you know, like, the product is good. I have one myself. And I had no problem promoting them, obviously, because that was fine. Obviously, like, within the contract, I had to not promote other PC companies, which makes complete sense, because otherwise I'm not doing a very good job of promoting this company if I'm also promoting others. But I was of the opinion that I never really wanted to sell somebody a PC if I knew that they'd get a better deal elsewhere, if that made sense. But Fierce PC in general always tended to have good deals, so I was sort of fine doing it because they were a good option. Obviously, I haven't looked on their website for a long time, because this has been a long time coming, this sort of breakup. But it's taken a long time to get to the end of it, unfortunately. I'll talk a bit more about that later on, because I don't want this to be a negative video. I just want it to be a truthful video. This sounds like it's like a bad thing. No, I had a really good time with Fierce, and it was a great opportunity that I had. And I am upset that it's ending, or that it has ended. But it's out of my control anyway. So, yeah, so that was how we started. Me making the videos, I think, was what helped me gain sales, which then eventually I was the one that was selling the most PCs every month. And I was so proud of that and so happy about that. And I was like, I'm doing a good job here and I'm good at something and I enjoy doing it and it's fun for me to do, talking about PCs, making these videos. Obviously, I'm doing good sales for the company, which is always good, because at the end of the day, like I said, that is what we were there for, but they just wanted to do it in a genuine way, rather than just being sponsored videos of larger content creators. They wanted to do it with us guys as genuine, loyal, like I said, sort of family members. That's why it was the stream team. We were a team. We were a family. We're a group of people that are on the smaller side, but all striving to achieve the same thing in this content creation world, basically. Throughout the process of being with Fierce, there were like multiple opportunities. We were given lots of opportunities of cool stuff to do. Unfortunately, like, because of the time that I joined Fierce, like in 2019, obviously then at the end of 2019, beginning of 2020, we all know how that went down with the pandemic, and I guess that limited the opportunities, because in the beginning we spoke about opportunities with Fierce, and they're like, you know, we want you to be able to come to events and like represent us and come and do these things. And I've never been to any sort of event convention thing, whether it's gaming related or anything like that. I've never been to anything like that, and obviously it sounds really cool and I'd love to do those things. Again, the anxiety gets me and I'm like, oh, I'm really nervous. I remember talking to the first contact we had. I guess she was the stream team contact at Fierce. Obviously, we knew a few other guys. We spoke to a few other people at Fierce, but we had a specific like contact. And I remember talking to her about it at the time and being like, I'm really like suffering with anxiety, and I'm really scared, because I feel like I'm gonna like freak out at these events. I'm not freak out, but like I'm gonna be really nervous, and I'm gonna want to say no to these things because I'm scared of them and I'm scared of doing it. But I know it would be really good for me and it would be a really good experience, but I am very nervous. But she was so lovely about it and so like made me feel so much better about it. But like I said, unfortunately, because of how everything lined up, I never got to go into any events in that aspect of being a part of Fierce, and I never got to go to the like offices and where they build the PCs, which I would have loved to do. I know that like Raps got to go. I mean, he paid for himself to go, but he went, visited, he had like a really good time there. I mean, I'm sure it was a good experience for him. It was interesting. I never got to do any of that, and that really sucks. I wish I'd got to do more stuff like that. I mean, opportunities that I did get to do. I got to do some sponsored stuff with Ava Media, with one of their capture cards. I got sent one of those for free and I got to make a video about it, and that was like super cool at the time. I'm like, I can't believe I'm being sent like free stuff, like cool stuff that I'm going to use, and that's amazing. And I always appreciate that. I always appreciate being involved with any sort of sponsorship opportunity, whether it's just they sent me a free thing, I'm like, oh, I can't believe you're sending me free stuff just so I can make a video on it. Obviously, I'm not in it for the free stuff, but it's nice to feel like appreciated in that way, and like you're good enough to do that kind of stuff, and they want to work with you. So stuff like that because of Fierce was cool. I'm trying to remember like all this stuff off the top of my head. I did think about like maybe I should make notes and write stuff down, but I just thought that's going to take forever, and there's going to be so much because there's so much that we did at Fierce. Obviously, just getting to know the people that were in the team with me as well. Like I said, like Rapskillian, who I now do a podcast with, I wouldn't have met him if it wasn't for Fierce. We were both in the stream team together, and that's how we met and sort of how we know each other. And now we do this podcast, and it's just that wouldn't have been possible without Fierce. So I have to be grateful for that. Another opportunity that springs to mind thanks to Fierce is it came sort of out of the blue. They were like, oh, we've got some spots open in this, I think it was a Call of Duty mobile competition. Like, we can get you guys in if there's a couple of you that want to enter. And I was like, okay, like I'll join. I don't really play Call of Duty. I definitely don't play Call of Duty mobile, but I was like, yeah, okay. Just thinking it'd be like some sort of event, and it's a good chance for me to make a piece of content or do a little stream or something. But then it turns out it was like an Allier sponsored tournament with Call of Duty that was like for 10 grand. Like, this is like a big kind of cool competition. And I did that, and that was fun to do. I didn't expect to win. I'm not good at the game, so of course I didn't expect to win, but I was thankful for the opportunity, and it was a fun thing to do. And again, even doing something like that, I was nervous, and I'm like, oh god, I'm going to be playing with people that are good, and people are going to think I'm rubbish, and am I going to have to speak to people? Is it going to make me like super anxious? But I try to grab opportunities if I can do. If I really feel like I like there's this like battle that goes on inside me of like, I'm super anxious and I don't want to do it, but then also I'm like, but it does sound cool and it would be a fun experience and it would be something fun to do, and I will enjoy it, I will, but I've got to push through this barrier. That was like one of those experiences. But it's good for me as a person. It's good for me in my mental health to be able to battle these things and realize that I can do this stuff, and I'm not such a absolute fool. Again, the opportunity to sort of make some sort of income from being able to recommend PCs to people was cool. The fact that when we started we had a discount code that we could give out so that people that did use it got a discount too. Then that unfortunately kind of took a turn again due to the timing and due to the pandemic and the shortage of like graphics cards and stuff, and how everything got very expensive for a while there. The codes were taken away from us eventually, and that was upsetting. And I was definitely, I feel like I was definitely a very vocal person in like the Slack chat that we had with everyone. I was definitely very vocal in the fact that I was like, I wanted that discount for everyone else. I didn't want, I felt like that was important, that I was able to offer something to people that would watch my videos or would ask me for advice, that I was able to at least give them some percentage off. So I was very vocal about that, but obviously I can't control what Fierce decide to do in the end, and I don't know all the ins and outs that's going on there. I don't know how financially the company's dealing with the pandemic and how they were dealing with, the shortage of supplies and stuff. So, in the end, they took them away. At one point they gave them back, but again, due to like them being used on coupon sites meant that they had to like manually, the way the website worked and the way the codes worked was not very good. I think it had to be manually tracked. Like each use of our code had to be manually tracked and like checked to make sure that it was genuine, because they didn't want our codes to be used on coupon websites. They wanted the code uses to be genuinely from people that have spoken to us, seen our content, seen our tweets, seen our streams, whatever it was. So the fact that our codes ended up on coupon sites and then would just get used a lot meant that that's part of the reason they took the codes away, because they didn't want that happening. I guess basically it inflated our numbers, and they would have to spend time checking all those. And obviously we didn't get paid for any that were from a coupon site, which I guess is fair, but at the end of the day, it wasn't us that put them on coupon sites, or it wasn't me that put them on coupon sites. I assume other people didn't. Everyone that I was in the team with seems like a very genuine trustworthy person. So I don't think it was anybody else. I think it was more that, they get seen or whatever in the description of a video or on your stream page, and somebody else will put them up there, or a bot will be scouring for them and get them. But yeah, they didn't want them on there, so they took the codes away again, so we didn't have the discount, which, like I said, it was important to me. I thought it was sort of a vital part of what I stood for, in that I want to give something back to the audience other than just my opinion. Yeah, that was a whole process. That went on for a long time, actually, where we were back and forth with, like, they were talking about the site was going to be updated, and then we were going to get like a link that people could follow, which we would then be able to track ourselves and like see how many sales we'd made. Because when I say like we were told how many sales we got, that was because we had no way to track it. The only way that we knew how many sales we had got is VSPC would tell us, you have made so many sales this month. We had no way to check that. We didn't know if that was, not saying that it would be a lie, but we had no way to check it ourselves. So we just had to wait until we were told. The theory was in future that we would be given these links, which wouldn't be able to be on coupon sites. And then we would be able to check ourselves via logging in through the website of like how many sales we'd made. So obviously that system sounds a lot better, but we never actually got to that point because this has happened where they've disassembled the team, and we never got to that point. They did try changing the codes a few times to like get past these coupon sites, but every single time they'd end up back on the coupon site. So in the end, they just moved to we having like referral codes. So nobody got any discount on the PCs, but it was just a way of like saying, thank you, or supporting us as creators, which a lot of people were very nice enough to do. Like I remember, like I've had multiple conversations on Twitter with people asking for PC advice, and I'd say, if you could use this code, it just helps me out and I get a bit of commission from it. It doesn't cost you anything. And that's okay. A lot of people, like I said, did do that, and I really appreciate that. But it felt it didn't feel as nice as when I'm going like, here's 5% off, you can use my code. Whereas when I'm just asking for that, it's like, there's no incentive for them to do that other than them just being nice. And a lot of people were lovely people. So, but it felt bad for me because it felt like I was asking for something without giving anything in return. And I didn't like that. So that really sucked for me as a whole thing that went down. The discount codes eventually got taken away. And like I said, I understand the business reasons for it and all that stuff, but yeah, it kind of sucked. There was so much really good about the Fierce PC, so I don't want this to sound bad. Like, I bought my PC, I actually paid completely, I think I paid just full price for my PC, so I didn't actually get any discount on my own PC, which was, I guess, because I bought it during the pandemic and everything, so they weren't able to offer me anything really, so I just paid full price for my PC. So it's not as if I got like a super good deal on it. I did get a bit of a discount on a graphics card that I bought to build my daughter's PC for her. I was able to talk to Fierce, and I got a bit of discount on that at a time when GPUs were very expensive. So again, I'm thankful for that. We got given shirts. This is not one of the shirts. It is Fierce PC related, the shirt. Because they were like a whole esports, they had on a whole esports thing, which I don't think they have anymore. I don't think that went as well as they thought it would do either. But like they sent us a couple of shirts, that were like jerseys that were cool, esports jerseys that were really nice because they, like I said, they had the whole esports teams and stuff, which I don't know much about. I know Raps has a little bit more insight into that than I do because of he actually went to Fierce PC and spoke to the guys there and met them, whereas I never actually got to meet any of the staff or owner or any of that stuff. They did little things, they did little competitions sort of in-house between us team members and stuff like that. There was the opportunity to go to, I think it was a Gamescom, like all paid for, flights included, hotel included. That was really cool. I would have liked to have won that, and I think the person who did win it, I think they did go, but I think the idea was that there would be like a vlog and it would be some sort of content made from it, but I don't think that really ever happened with the person who went, who I can't remember exactly, but I don't know. I don't know what happened there. I can't speak to it because I didn't experience it, but yeah, it sort of feels like nothing came of that. Whereas I feel like I would have jumped at the opportunity and taken it very seriously. I would have been like, this is my job now. This is my job for this weekend or however long we were there, to make the best video, the best content I can, and experience it. That would have been my priority, because that's just the way I am. I was, the entire time I was with Fierce, I was very loyal to Fierce, but I was also I'd like to think I was vocal behind the scenes, that if they did something like changing of the codes, I was very vocal about, hey, hang on guys, we need to speak about this, because that's not okay for you to just do that. And, I would like an explanation of this. So I'd like to think that that's how I was with things. And I like to think that was I acted in a good way. And I was very much for like the team as a whole. It wasn't just like I was trying to get the best like deal for myself or anything. It was, everyone should have been treated the same. Everyone was treated the same, but like I was very for everyone being treated the same and sticking up for people. And I know maybe I shouldn't have, but I spoke for the team as a whole sometimes, and I would message people individually and be like, hey, what do you think about this thing that Fierce have said or whatever? And I wanted to use the fact that I was the highest selling person, so therefore bringing in the most money out of the team for the company. I wanted to use that to make sure that like I guess I had the most pushing power against some things they said that I didn't like the codes, for example. It wasn't like there wasn't a lot going on that was like really bad or anything. It was just like certain things that they would say that sometimes, we would want to discuss or we didn't like as an idea. I felt like I should use my position to push against it because I had the most, I guess, power behind it, because I potentially had the most sales. That was how I viewed it. There were some contract negotiations later on where things were changed a bit more. It started to become less of a, we just want loyal people here. It was more like, we're going to like take on some bigger number streamers and stuff, and they're going to get higher percentage than you because of their number. And then it started to be very metric based. Like if you get over like this many thousand followers on, you have to have over this many thousand followers on like 2 separate social medias, and then you'll get bumped up to the next level and get more commission and more opportunities and stuff. And that always felt kind of crappy when that stuff kind of started to happen, because it felt more like you've given up on the just having a really loyal, dedicated team, and you are chasing the numbers now. And even though we've been here for ages and we've done everything we've done and supported and tweeted and supported via tweets and done all this promotion that we've done, we're instantly being put below somebody who's just coming in, but they've got higher numbers. And it's like, that felt kind of shitty that they were doing that. And I didn't like that at all. That was something that I was very vocal about and spoke a lot about. That was a bit of a, there was a lot of tension around that time, because I remember speaking to a lot of the people on the team and being like, I don't think this is right, guys. And they're like, no, I don't like it either. And I'm like, it might be time to just like back out and leave. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to try and make it good. I wanted to make it a good place to be and a supportive environment to be in, and just a cool thing that we were involved in. We got through that. We did sign new contracts and stuff, which I don't know. I think towards the end, communications really broke down. Like this has been, I have removed Fierce PC from like my banners and stuff on my channel for a while, because we knew it was coming, and they weren't really communicating with us, and we weren't being paid our commissions that we were supposed to have been paid, and they were very, 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 very late being paid. And that stuff's just kind of not okay. And we'd try and speak to them. And, we were never public about any of this. I wanted to make sure that I didn't go public with any of this. I didn't want to like besmirch the name of the company because they hadn't paid me, yet. It was a few months late, which I agree is a few months late being paid is a lot. But I wanted to not, I didn't want to have an argument with them like live on Twitter or whatever. So it was kept behind closed doors, but we would just like not promote them as much. We wouldn't mention them, because I'm like, well, you haven't paid me for the past 3 months. So why would I go about tweeting you and retweeting you and stuff? It got weird. I think that was because there was a lot going on inside the company that we were unaware of, that was like the company was being sold and a lot of staff were leaving that we knew and that had been there for a while. And I think at this point, basically, I don't really think there's many or any people that I'm aware of that still work there. There might be one or two that I've spoken to briefly, but a lot of people came and went. I know the owner sold the company and it's owned by different people now. So the company's still ongoing, and I'm not saying anything bad against them, you know, their products or how they run or their service or anything, because I have no reason to think any of that is bad. But I have no input from them. Like, I don't know how it works now inside Fierce, because it's completely different. It's changed, and I think just what happened. I think what happened over time, I think unfortunately it was just due to like the way the world went, the pandemic, and the specifically like graphics cards went up in price, CPUs went up in price. They were so hard to get hold of and stuff due to the chip shortage as well as the pandemic, that I don't know, maybe this is purely me speculating. Maybe the company wasn't doing so well. We weren't told this or anything. And so eventually the owner decided to sell, and a lot of people left, which, again, I don't know what was going on internally there, but I know that we were sort of left and sort of ignored a little bit more than we would have liked. You know, we weren't given so many opportunities to do anything. It was more just, you know, keep promoting, keep doing what you're doing kind of thing, but there was nothing that really came our way so much as opportunity-wise or anything like that. And then, like I said, we had these new contracts, which I think most of us weren't best pleased with at the time, and I guess we did argue and we did get them changed a bit so they were slightly better. But again, like, discount codes were mentioned in there, but they were sort of mentioned briefly, like, if we can, we will bring back the discount code. And it's like, in a contract that you sign, that's not really, like, that just means they can do what they want. They can either bring them back or not bring them back, but you've got like no say, because you've signed a contract saying we could do, but we don't have to, basically, which, that kind of stuff was a shame. So, I mean, yeah, overall it was a good experience. I'm so glad I did it, because I would have missed out on a lot of things, and it has given me a lot of opportunity. It gave me the income source that has been so useful to me and able to mean that I'm able to continue doing what I do. But yeah, now that's all gone, and I have had my final payment from them, which is why I can now make this video, because I was waiting for this final payment to come through for months so that I could make this video, because otherwise I would have not made this video talking about them. I would have made a very different video talking about them if they just refused to pay me, because that's not how it works. I'm of the opinion that in the situation that we're in, where, you know, I don't want it to end, but they're deciding we're ending it, which is fine. It's up to them to do. Let's just finish it. Let's pay what we owe. Let's settle up, and we'll go our separate ways. That's perfectly fine. That's how I think every situation should be. I feel like you should honor the agreement that you have and leave it like that. Whereas if it was going to turn into something where, like, we were going to have to fight it to get what we had earned, then that was going to be a very different thing that we were going to be talking about. But no, we have been paid, or at least I have been paid. I can't speak for everyone, but I've been paid what I was owed. Again, like, I don't know that for definite that it is definitely the correct amount, because I cannot track my sales at all. So I just have to take it. But I mean, I'm happy to take it and move on. But it kind of sucks. I especially, like, during the time that we're in, with like how, like, the fucking energy crisis and the cost of living, like, yes, I really could do with not having like a major source of income taken away from me, but I have no choice in the matter. It's been taken away from me for a long time, as far as I'm concerned, because there's been like little to no communication. The codes got shut off without telling us, like, even like just the referral codes just stopped working. And then we're like, they don't work. And they're like, yeah, they don't work. So, you know, I think they'd sort of binned us off for a while without telling us. And I don't know, maybe they hoped we just wouldn't come at them for the money and be like, hey, you owe me some money. But yeah, we did, and finally they did end up paying out. So I don't know. I mean, I know from what I was paid, and, you know, like, doing the calculation backwards, how much value of PCs I sold, and roughly how many PCs I sold for the company. And I'll tell you, it was a lot more than I thought it would be. Jesus Christ. But I won't go into numbers now because I don't feel like that's necessarily appropriate. Believe me, I didn't make a shit ton of money off this, but I just made sort of enough to keep me going from the little commission. So I'm not a millionaire off of this. Don't think so. But I know the company made a lot of sales. Let's say that. So I've put some feelers out to some other PC companies because I would, again, like I think I was actually really good at it, and just the way that like a PC brand fits what I do and what I enjoy just works so well in terms of like the content I make and stuff. So I would really love to work with another PC company. So if anybody's out there that wants to talk to me or drop me a message on Twitter or an email or whatever, I'd love to speak to you. Quite happy to speak numbers with other companies because I think that's important for them to know like what I did sell, or, you know, roughly at least. Again, I don't have the exact numbers, but I can roughly say. So I've put some emails out there and I've not heard anything as yet. But I'd love to basically carry on doing what I was doing, but I'll do it with a different company if Fierce don't want me. And that's how it feels. Like even towards like the end when communication wasn't great and stuff, I even went to Fierce and I was like, look, I will run the team for free. I will not charge you a single thing. I will run the team, manage the team. I will not take a salary. I don't want paying that way. I'll just carry on with my commission that I'm having. Basically the same as everything is now, but I will manage the team. I will work on, you know, getting more team group stuff and like the Twitch page for the Fierce PC and get more people on that more regularly. Because in the beginning, that's what we did. We would take turns and stream on the Twitch page, and then eventually that kind of fell off. We didn't do that anymore, and we were just sort of left to our own devices to sort of make our own content in our own places, and then just sort of like say, oh, here's Fierce PC, they're a sponsor of mine and stuff. Whereas I think in the beginning it was seen a lot more as we're gonna do a lot of group stuff. Everyone's gonna do their part to promote, and we're all gonna grow from this one platform. We're all gonna share our growth, and so that if we each take turns on the Twitch page, then we'll each get a few more followers from here and there, and we'd sort of organically work like that. And I think that's what I really liked the idea of. But like I said, that fell away. But yeah, I went to Fierce and I said, I will do it for free. I will not charge you any money. I just want to carry on as we are. I want to try and make it better, and I'll manage everyone. You know, I'll talk to all the other team members and see what we can do, and if we can do more content and you know, do more stuff. But they obviously weren't interested in that. I don't think I ever got a solid no. I just think I got, oh yeah, we'll pass it on, or I'll speak to so-and-so, and it never got anywhere. But I mean, I offered to do that for free just because I enjoyed working with them, and because I enjoyed what we were doing, and I thought I could make it better, but I was never given the opportunity to do that. So again, that was sort of me taking my role that I was not given as like head of the team because I just had the most sales, which I never considered myself like better than anyone or anything stupid like that, but I just wanted to try. Maybe if anybody had any say, I was the most likely to because of the numbers, I guess. If they were thinking money, I brought in the most, so maybe I had the best push. I don't know, but that never happened, and then it got shut down. So you know, open to other PC companies. Like I said, if you want that kind of like close-knit family loyal base of content creators, I would like to bring that to you. I'm sure I could talk to some of the old teammates and we could bring that and bring it and promote yourselves. Obviously it depends from different companies. I'm not just like, I'll shill out for anyone, but you know, we can at least start a discussion, and if, you know, I like the company we like, we have the chemistry, we seem to get on, then I'd love to do it. I'd love to do more promotion of like a big sponsor of the channel and what I do. I guess that's kind of what it was. It was more like a partnership, and it was very different to like a lot of like affiliate things. There's a lot of affiliate stuff out there, you know, and I have this weird feeling with affiliate stuff is that they sometimes market it to you, the companies do, as like, you're going to be our partner. But then they take on 3,000 partners, and you're like, I don't think I'm a partner. I think I'm just a salesman who gets paid very little. And that's never how Fierce was. That's what I'm saying. Like, there was like a small group, and they're like, it's not an affiliate. It is a like special group that you guys are. This isn't something we're offering to everyone. We're not going to do an affiliate scheme where everyone can do it and you can just join up. They didn't want to do it like that. That's what I liked, because I don't like it when there's an affiliate. I don't particularly like affiliate networks that just make you sound like you're something special, but you're not. You're just a salesperson. I'm not looking for something like that, really. I want to be more involved. And like I said, I don't even want to, like, I'd love it if I could do like social media managing for a PC company and, like, you know, be paid a wage and stuff. Like, I think I'd really enjoy that, but I'm quite happy to build a team and do it for free as long as I get my commission, and, you know, we can work out stuff like that. And that is also equally as interesting to me. Like, I'll put in a lot of work because I care. That's my main thing. I really care. And I cared about Fierce, and it sucks that it's gone away. I think we all kind of feel like that. And yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. That's all I have to say. It's a long recording. I've been sat here for like an hour just talking because I wanted to make sure that I didn't want to make Fierce sound like a bad people, because they're not. The people there were never bad. Let me be clear on that. The people there were never bad. I know you can look at the company as a separate entity than the people, but eventually the company is run by people. But I think just things changed over time, and I don't know what went on money-wise in the company, whether it was doing well or bad or whatever. It just changed from what it was originally, and I think partially that was due to a lot of people leaving that were really good, nice people, and then eventually it just fizzled out, kind of thing. Kind of sucks, really sucks, but hopefully I'll be able to open some doors to some new opportunities and do some new cool things in the future. So yeah, well, I'll be fine, probably. I'll be fine. I'm going to carry on doing what I do. But yeah, I've sent out some emails to some PC companies and stuff, and maybe I'll hear something from them. Maybe I won't, but I hope to. I hope to do a similar thing with another company, because I really enjoyed what I did with Fierce. Right, okay, thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for watching. I hope this was useful to you. And if anyone from Fierce is watching, like, I don't mean any bad towards anybody. I had a really good time, and it was a great opportunity, and I'm glad I did it. It's just a shame how it ended, I guess, really. But thank you, everyone, for watching, and I will catch you next time.